Hello, this is me Priya U1174674 and today I'm going to present on my research question, that is, to what extent do permaculture-based restoration techniques influence long-term soil restoration, biodiversity and ecosystem recovery compared to conventional restoration methods. First of all, I like to go with the introduction. Permaculture is a concept that focuses to adopt simpler lifestyles, leaving behind the use of technology in the process of detecting the components of sustainability that are nature friendly. It can be the best alternative as different use of synthetics is degrading soil health as well as deteriorating the biodiversity and the ecosystem. I chose this research question as it is one of the most prevailing and serious issues uh, caused due to the human activities. The resources has been declined, the forest has been lost. The data shows that 10 million hectares of forest has been losing globally each year. Even though green revolution has occurred, but farmers are dependent on the external inputs due to the heavy dependency on chemical fertilizers and monocultures. The soils has been degrading and the biodiversity has been reducing. Is uh, what we are actually aware is the permaculture improves soil health. The studies have shown that the use of the permaculture techniques improves the moisture content, organic content, and also improves the soil structure. Example can be seen uh, an example can be seen where 9% increase in moisture content and the soil structure in the experiment done in Slovenia's Dravinsha Valley. That techniques such as mulching, minimum tillage or no tillage raised beds also supports the long-term fertility of the soil. Also, the studies from Nepal permaculture program has showed the increased production. These improvements occur without the synthetic input in the Jajakat permaculture program, which indicates the long-term sustainability of the soil. Permaculture also enhances biodiversity. It promotes the techniques of polyculture, plant guilds, and agroforestry has been promoting species diversity and habitat creation. The Nepal's Jajagad permaculture program has recorded increased food crop diversity, educating the agroforestry, where they were able to fulfill the need of fodder, firewood, and reducing pressure on the forest resources. The use of organic seeds, native species, and beekeeping has also been contributing to the ecological networks. Permaculture fosters pollinator habitats, microclimate regulation, and also helps in reducing the erosion. uh, Resilience and ecosystem recovery is also one of the benefit of the permaculture techniques, as it makes as the permaculture systems are resilient to drought and erosion with the formation of the soils, terracing, plant guilds, and cover cropping. It also has social and economic benefits. Uh, A comparative study can also be shown with two sides, one as the permaculture managed and one being the conventional one. And it was found out that the permaculture management showed 3 times greater microbial mass and 1.5 times higher nitrogen and 4 times higher carbon content than those of the arable site. This concludes that the application of organic inputs and the adoption of no-till techniques are associated with the increased microbial populations nutrient retention, and increase organic carbon levels. We can see the experiment that was done in Ravinja Valley within the period of 2 years, and the permaculture method were used later, and it showed that the soil color, moisture content, organic matter content, pH, its structure has been changed. We can see in the table that moisture content has increased from 17% to 26% and 19% to 27% respectively. We can also see that the chemical composition has been increased. We can also see that the pH has been changed from acidic to neutral, and the organic matter content has also been increased. What we are actually unknown is the long-term comparative data, as most of the studies shows on the short-term results. Similarly, permaculture is well documented in smallholder or community farms only, but the economical validity at commercial or industrial scales is not still explored. Uh, there is no universally accepted method for measuring ecosystem health or soil restoration in permaculture systems. Similarly, there is no research or very limited research in non-tropical ecosystems, and also there is no much institutional support and the governmental supports for the permaculture permaculture techniques upliftment. Due to the insufficient solutions for deteriorating soil health and biodiversity, the study is important. There is need to explore and evaluate permaculture as long-term solutions. Permaculture can be one of the best method to address global environmental degradation, and in forming the policy, also the permaculture study can be fruitful, and permaculture might fill a gap in scientific understanding with the increased experiments and studies done in the near future. The given picture is a permaculture design taken from the Druid's garden. It is divided into, it is categorized into zone, different zones from zone 1 to 5. Zone 1 is the home or the house. It includes the perennial garden, front yard, food production area, and zone 2 is the immediate surrounding, which includes kitchen garden, composting, nursery beds. Zone 2 includes slightly managed areas such as larger vegetable patches, companion plants. And zone 4 includes the fields, crops, and livestock. And zone 5 includes the semi-wild areas with the timber resources, or the grazing area, or the fodder trees. There are also some additional elements in the map, that is soils and ponds, uh, wind direction markers, sun path and light pattern, flight path, and natural flows. The purpose of this design is for the efficient use of the energy, and for the maximized productivity, and also for the observation based planning. These are the most common permaculture based restoration methods. This slide shows how the permaculture based restoration methods has influence on long-term soil restoration and also the biodiversity enhancement. To conclude, permaculture-based restoration techniques have demonstrated a significant and often superior influence on long-term soil health, biodiversity enhancement, and ecosystem resilience when compared to conventional restoration methods. So my question is, can permaculture practices be scientifically standardized or must they remain site specific and why? This is the end of my presentation. Thank you so much for listening.